Hey, everybody, welcome back to Deserts of Plenty. My name is Ralph. Well, as I record this, it's almost the middle of July, and my question that I have is if you look back to January and all your New Year's resolutions, did you make any? And if you did, are you still keeping any of them? And if you are not, how long do they last? I've been going to the gym for a while now, many years with breaks here and there because of life. And it's always the same. January happens, and the population in every gym I've been in explodes for a few weeks. And then by mid-February, the numbers start dropping very sharply. And in fact, the data shows that 80% of people who make a New Year's resolution to begin a gym membership quit within 6 weeks. And then another uh, cohort of those people quit between 3 to 5 months. So basically, by this time of the year, people who made New Year's resolutions to start the gym in 2026, the vast majority of those people have quit. And then they just hang on to the gym memberships like I did. I did this a very long time ago, and just kept paying for my gym membership because the I had this aspirational hope that I would return, and eventually I did, but not that gym membership. I got rid of that one and then went back several years later. So maybe holding on to that gym membership did in some way encourage me. I don't know. But I think a lot of the gyms, have this model of, oh, just pay per month. And, they make a lot of money on people who have their gym memberships but never ever go. So, in my life, I've made one successful New Year's resolution, and I made it a long time ago. And that resolution was to never again make a New Year's resolution. And I've kept that one. But before that, any New Year's resolution that I made, I don't think I ever kept a single one of them. Because to me, I think the idea of relying on willpower to change your behavior, like to do a 180 and change your behavior, is a fool's errand. I think for me, and when I look around and I see people, it seems that that is really, really difficult. To quit something that is an ingrained habit that we want to change about ourselves, a bad habit, or something we see as a bad habit and we want to change. We want to change our eating patterns, get sleep better, drink less, stay up late less, whatever it is that it is you're trying to change about yourself. Going all in overnight is just setting yourself up for failure. Saying, tomorrow I'm going to stop X rarely works. I'm sure there are people who can do it. I don't know them. I think anytime you're going to change your behavior in a dramatic way overnight, you're going to have a shock that equals that. Like when I was a child, my father, in his like late 50s, early 60s, got incredibly sick. He was a lifetime smoker, and he got pneumonia, bronchitis, something. He was very, very ill, and after that, he quit. Like he was done. And I think to do, I'm a big fan of this. You know, big actions require big impetus, right? A big event requires a big explanation. It's like we need those things. And I do know some people who set impossible goals on purpose so that they can fail and then look around and say, see, I told you I was going to fail. See, there's no point in trying. So it's a good way to self-sabotage yourself as well. Anyway, what I would like to encourage and what I do in my life is a smaller approach. It's a identity-based habit change. Identity-based because you're going to change your identity of who you are, and then that will change your thoughts, and then actions will follow. So I had a friend of mine just recently who wanted to go to the gym, and she was asking me for advice, and like I don't give advice, but my encouragement was to do what I did, which is okay, well, join a gym. Don't buy new clothes. Don't hire a trainer. Don't invest any money beyond just the membership and anything that you absolutely need. And then pick your 3 days a week or 2 days or 4 days, whatever you're going. Set that aside, and then day one, go to the gym, change into your uniform or your uniform or your clothes, whatever your gym clothes. Go look around the gym and go home. That's it. Don't do anything else beyond that. The whole first week, do that. Maybe the second week you go and maybe you pick up a weight, or you look at a machine, or you look at the class schedule, or and you just do a few little things like small, 5 minutes. And then over time, you add, another couple of minutes here and there every week, add another minute or two. And within 4 or 5 weeks, you'll be working only 10 minutes, and it'll be good, because then you won't get really sore. You won't kill yourself, and you'll just ease into it. And before you know it, after few months, you'll be working out and actually getting some benefit. Because the idea is, first, before we can, for most of us, before we can change our actions, we have to change our identity. So first, you want to become someone who goes to the gym. I go to the gym. I'm someone who takes my health seriously. I go to the gym. Now that I'm going to the gym, that's my identity. Identity builds thoughts. I should go to the gym. And those thoughts become actions. I'm going to the gym. And I'm going, and I'm going to keep going. And I'm not going to try to do everything at once, right? These are small, sustainable habits that you build, right? And you can do this with anything, from snacking to exercise to, reaching out to more friends, to getting off your couch, whatever it is you need to do. My example that I have now is I love snacking on nuts, and pardon me. And every time I go in my kitchen in the afternoon, it's like, oh, nuts! Time to get some cashews, pistachios, whatever. But what I have done is I put them on a high shelf, or I don't buy them. Pardon me. All just little things to remind me, oh yeah, right. Make it more difficult, right? Or I avoid my kitchen between the danger hours of 3 and 5 p.m. because my habit is, I get nuts. That's my identity, and that's my thoughts, and that's what I do. So in general, I want to make my bad habits a little harder to do and make good habits a little easier to do. Change my environment, change um, my circumstances, rather than relying on this willpower, which requires, our thinking part of our brain, and we get tired and it goes away. And then that whatever you want to call it, the limbic system, the subconscious just takes over. And before we know it, we're back doing these habits that are part of our identity. I started last year, I started running, and I made a plan to run 5K in a year. And when I started, I would literally, 14 months ago, I would run for 30 seconds and then walk for 2 minutes, and then run for 30 seconds and walk for 2 minutes. And I would do that for 10 minutes. And then I got up to 20 minutes. And now I'm running 5Ks, and I almost made it in 29 minutes today. So these are tiny actions that compound over time. And before you know it, you've gotten to a place where you have changed who you are, you changed your identity, and it didn't feel like it was such a huge transition. I look at all the things I do in a day now and where I was coming out of COVID. And if you told me that in, whatever it is, 4 or 5 years, I'd be doing all these things, I would have thought you were insane. But here I am. And it's all because of small changes over time. So thanks. That's all the time I have for today. So I just, encourage you to rethink about how you approach change, and approach the idea of changing who you are, and adding things to your life and subtracting things from your life. And maybe trying to do this all, is just not something that's for you. All right. That's all the time I have. Have a great week, everybody. Take care. Bye.